Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to another episode of Window Shopping. I'm your host, Stephen Mead with Domicile real estate for people who love houses. If that's not you, you should probably flip this off because it is not the right place for you. This is where we talk about really cool houses that are online, architectural homes, unique homes in the Southern California area. And kind of a fun title for this one. Obviously, everybody is free to look at a home like this, but this is definitely at an upper price range. I promise next week we're going to balance this out and do something that is kind of more in that attainable price range. But I wanted to talk about this because this home is an excellent example of a style that I'm a big fan of, and I think you might actually get here first. This is the kind of home where you can be ahead of the trend and ahead of the curve with a house like this. I think these homes are going to come into their own in the next 5 years or so. They are going to be the it thing to have. So let's go ahead and get started. We're actually going a bit north for this home. This is in Westlake Village, California. Let's go ahead and get started. 3535 Twin Lake Ridge in Westlake Village, California. This is a big house, right? It was built in 1976. It's on a 12,000 almost square foot lot. It is 4 bedrooms, 3,600 square feet almost. And I think I said almost a 12,000 square foot lot, built in 1976. It's not our listing. It is listed by Dor Baker of Aviara Real Estate, but we would certainly love to represent your interests as a buyer. And my personal belief is that if you are a buyer, you do want someone who is looking out for you and not looking out for the seller. So these 70s contemporary homes, I think, are going to come into vogue. I think if you buy a house like this, you are going to be ahead of the curve. So this home is not cheap, right? This is an expensive area. It is a home with a view. It is an amazing design, and it's big. And all that equates to $2.35 million on the asking price. But you do get some amenities in a house like this, right? Like it's got a swimming pool, it's got a 3-car garage. It does need a little bit of, I don't want to say work, because I think that's not really fair to a home like this that has clearly been loved and maintained. But I think what's happened is people thought of these houses one way. And now that the trend is heading towards these 70s contemporary homes, these California contemporaries, I think we're seeing people really reimagining them in a very fashion forward way. So we're going to talk about that as we kind of go through the pictures. One of the things I love about this house is the approach. This house has 2 major masses, right, on the left and the right. Let me see if I can, we're going to have a better picture of this in a second, but you've got this main mass over here. Let me get out my little pointer. This is kind of a main living space here, and then you've got this kind of garage complex, and then there's an area in the center. And these are not at perfect 90-degree angles to each other. By the way, this is the backyard. You've got a hill view, pool, spa, really a great area for entertaining. What I love is these sight lines that extend. You know, this is a 12,000 square foot lot almost, but having these sight lines that extend a wilderness area, I mean, that really just sort of extends the feeling of space. So here's what I was talking about how these angles don't meet. So what you've got is you've got this kind of mass over here with solar panels on it. Then you have this kind of area back here in the center. And then you've got kind of this big mass over here. So it's kind of an unusually shaped lot. And the designer of this home really took advantage of that and did a design of the house that matches that. I love that when architects are contextual about where they are siting the house. So this is the other look at that front approach right from the street. So it's already kind of a unique design that's a little bit different. And I like being surprised when I pull up to houses. So this is the floor plan. And I want to talk about this for a second just because of how cool this design really is. So if you look at this house, there's a couple things you're going to notice. Number one, the secondary bedrooms and the primary bedrooms are actually located in opposite sides and opposite wings of the house. You've got all these secondary bedrooms here downstairs in kind of that garage mass. You've got a family room in between, and then you've got this crazy entryway, living room, family room, and kitchen and dining complex over here. The entire second floor of this house is this primary suite, which I think is just super cool. You've got an area open to below, a deck, a large master suite, ensuite bathroom, fireplace. I mean, really, this is just kind of a cool design for this house. And I love it. I think this isn't going to be for everybody, but a lot of times these 3,600 square foot houses can just seem like 6 bedrooms, and you're like, what am I going to do with that? I think this home, the sizing and the massing of the spaces is really appropriate and balanced and cohesive. So you have this angled entry where you walk in, and even when you walk right in the door, you get this cool view. These 70s contemporary houses, one of the themes that you find is this idea of like intersecting planes, angles, and lines. And you start to see that throughout, right? Like you've got the roof line here, you've got the stairs going up through here, you've got clear story windows over there. I mean, really, just a lot of cool elements. They did kind of a almost sandblasted finish on the ceiling, which makes it a little rougher. I think the direction you could go with this house is really lean into that Spanish contemporary vibe. Maybe some saltillo tiles, especially like hexagonal ones, something to add a little bit of interest. And yeah, is it hard talking about potential renovations on a home that starts at 2.35 million? Yes, it is. And that's why we said, really, this is a home for rich people. But we're going to talk about it anyway because it's awesome. You've got a lot of these kind of surprise and delight spaces in this house. As an example, you've got up here this little landing spot upstairs, just a great place to kind of read a book where you're in the main space, but you're separated. There's a lot of little cool elements in a house like this. This home has obviously been loved. I don't personally agree with some of the renovations that have been done. They're not necessarily what I would have chosen for a house like this. I really would have leaned into the style and the design of the home a little bit more. You've got an oversized kitchen with a huge island. I can't tell you that in practicality, in actually using a home like this is the room where everybody will end up when you're entertaining. And to have this great conversational island that people can stand around, that's really a standout feature. Again, the finished choices might not really be my favorite, but I think you've got to look at the base of this house and what this house could be. So huge kitchen space, which is what everybody wants. And then you've got this family room space over here. That's kind of this more casual space with a fireplace. And it's got kind of a TV. I think this home might have been extended at this point past here. I've got the pointer. This might have been a smaller room originally, where they extended it out a little bit more. And then this kind of separates the public and the private spaces, right? All your secondary bedrooms are down this hallway here on kind of that left side of the house. This is the dining space. Really cool. You've got this little understair area. I think lesser builders would have enclosed this and tried to make it storage, but I love how you can peek through this triangle towards the front door. By the way, that front door should be glass. Why is it not glass? Just a lot of cool elements. I love how the staircase is freestanding in the middle of the room, and it gives you that separation between the entryway and that formal dining room. And then up here in our primary suite, we have really a rather large space here. Again, I think that this might have been an extension where the back of the house was pushed out a little bit. This is directly over that kitchen space. You've got a fireplace, large closets, this kind of little reading, relaxing area with secondary closets, and then a deck out here. I would be having coffee every morning on this deck if I owned this home. This would kind of be sort of like a little personal, private, happy space. Again, really a great space to work with. You've got an extra large ensuite bath here, plenty of room. Again, another cool design angular window. Again, these finished choices, not necessarily my favorite, though I think these could be worked with a little bit more. You've got a great walk-in closet space, and then this kind of like little hidden area up here. I love that this house has kind of these unique spaces. Then we've got some secondary bedrooms over here, secondary bathroom, which has this very desirable outdoor pool access so people could come in into the house. We've got a separate tub and shower in this space. Again, that's really nice to have. And then you've got this kind of powder room space over here. They've also done some great work out here in the backyard. You've got lounging space, you've got cooking space, you've got eating space, and you've got pool and stay cool space. They've done an extension. This is on a hillside lot. So what they did is they built this deck that sort of hangs out over the house. I love that when you've got a nature view like this. When it's just over other houses, I'm not sure how I would feel about that. But when it's a nature view like this is really something pretty special to kind of have that in a home like this. You've also got this secondary lounging area down below here that you can see. It's kind of another special little spot in this house that I think is, initially hidden, right? And, homes like this are really the whole package. And that's part of the reason why these homes cost so much. I mean, imagine this is how you end your evenings with family and friends: fire pit, looking out at the hills, beautiful sunset. Really, is there much that's better than this? I don't think there is. I think this is one of those homes that this is kind of the dream, right? It's architectural, it's got a cool design, it's unique, and it really has all those lifestyle amenities. It's also located in Westlake Village, which I'm not going to lie, it's a really nice place to live. Maybe for those who want a little bit more action, it might seem a little bit out there, but you can get to Santa Barbara pretty quickly from there. Thousand Oaks is right next door, and then you're kind of just up a hill and over, kind of heading into the valley, Calabasas area as well. So really a cool design house, lots of little surprise and delight features on this one. And I think this is really a great starting point. This could be one of those homes that finishes out really feeling much more like a $3 million house when it's done. I think it's close to that. I think this could be something really spectacular, and it's 80% of the way there. I think somebody's done a great job starting off with this house, and they really need somebody to kind of finish it and really sort of just bring it home. And it's got that hidden potential. So, really a cool house this week. You see the lake is kind of there, on the other side of this house. Our home is located right down here. So, you're actually near the lake. This neighborhood has lake views. Just a cool place. The 70s are back. And I think we're going to see more of these 70 contemporary homes. We're going to see people do amazing renovations on them, and they're really going to be breathtaking homes when they're completed. I think this is one that could be one of those houses. It's got the space, it's got the amenities, it's in the right spot. I think it's just waiting kind of for the person to take it to that next level, that next phase. So thank you so much for watching. If you love this house, if you want to take a look at it, definitely reach out. We would love to represent you as a buyer. Or if there are other unique and architectural homes that you are either thinking of buying, if you'd like one of these homes, or if you have one of these homes to sell, definitely reach out to us. We would love to work with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we will see you again real soon.